You never really had a childhood. You had responsibilities that wore the costume of one, and somewhere between holding it together for everyone else, you forgot that you were still just a kid. This is the psychology of a child who grew up too fast. The first sign is early responsibility. Children who grew up too fast were handed adult weight long before their minds were ready to carry it. Cooking meals, calming parents, managing siblings, solving problems that adults in the room refused to face. And their brain adapted, the way any young brain does when it has no other choice. It learned, the world only works if I make it work. That belief didn't leave when childhood ended. It just moved in and called itself a personality. The second trait is survival independence. These children didn't become independent because they were brave. They became independent because depending on someone taught them over and over that help doesn't come, so they stopped asking. And as adults, they carry this quietly, a deep inability to lean on anyone. Not because they don't want to, but because every time they imagine asking for help, something in their nervous system whispers, you already know how this ends. The third trait is what psychologists call split maturity. A child who grew up too fast can walk into a boardroom and command it. They can manage a crisis, read a room, and hold their emotions perfectly still under pressure. But ask them to play, to laugh without a reason, to sit somewhere with no agenda and just be, and they freeze. Because maturity was survival. Playfulness was never safe enough to practice. The fourth trait is uneasy rest. People who grew up too fast almost never fully relax. Even on vacation, even in silence, even on a Sunday morning with nowhere to be, there is a low hum of anxiety underneath the stillness. You should be doing something. This peace isn't permanent. Something is about to need you. Their nervous system never received the signal that it was safe to stop, so it never did. The fifth trait is guilt for needing. Somewhere in their childhood, having needs became a burden. Their needs were too loud, too inconvenient, too much for a household already running on empty. So they buried them. And now, as adults, they feel a strange, specific guilt every time they want something for themselves. Every time they say, I'm tired. Every time they cry. Every time they think, I need help. They apologize for existing in the space they have every right to occupy. Not because they are weak, because they were taught very young that their needs came last. The sixth trait is guarded empathy. People who grew up too fast often become the most deeply empathetic people in any room. They can feel what others feel before it's spoken. They notice the tension no one mentions, the sadness behind the smile, the exhaustion behind the I'm fine, because they learn to read emotions the way other children learn to read letters, out of necessity, out of survival. But that same sensitivity makes them guarded, because when you feel everything, you know better than anyone how much feeling can cost. If you grew up too fast, you were not too mature for your age. You were too unsupported for your age. There is a difference. The strength people see in you today, it was built in survival mode, and it is real. But survival mode was never meant to be permanent. You are allowed to rest now. You are allowed to ask for help now. You are allowed to have needs, loud, inconvenient, human needs, without apologizing for a single one of them. The child who held everything together deserved someone to hold them. It's not too late to become that person for yourself. If this video felt like it was written about you, there's another one about people who were never shown love as a child and what that does to every relationship they have afterward. It's on your screen right now. Take your time with it.